Let's talk defensive line with this Texas A&M signing class of 2025. To help us do so, we've got our defensive line coaches, Sean Spencer here, Tony Jerod-Eddie. Texas A&M signed up 4 of them on the defensive line, and not just 4 really good ones. So we're going to jump right into it. And Coach Marco Jones leads us off. He's from Dublin, California, San Ramon Valley High School. He's a top 200 player nationally, according to ESPN. And you're also talking about over 400 career tackles in high school as we jump into this defensive line.
Just clearly a tremendous athlete. You know, we go down there and we kind of got on him late, right? Like we go down there and as you noted, he's also a baseball player too, like a high-level baseball player. We watch his tape, and this guy's standing up, he's rushing the quarterback, he's playing linebacker, he's coming off the edge, and we look at each other and we say, we got to go get this one.
Yeah, so like Coach said, we got in on him late, but loved what we saw on tape and, you know, went full steam ahead and, you know, blessed to have gotten it done. This guy's a freak. He'll be a top 3-round draft pick when it's all said and done.
And again, one thing that's similar with all these guys, ESPN ranks the top 300. Well, these guys are all well into those rankings, top 200. But, you know, when you look at that defensive lineman, attributes, we ask a lot of coaches this on signing day, attributes first that you look for on these defensive linemen. What are some of the things that eye tests tell you right away about a guy, whether it's Marco or Landon, DJ, or Chase, some of these guys we'll talk about now.
I mean, hands, feet, you know, stripes, point of attack. Can he escape blocks? Does he finish? And can he win at the quarterback? I mean, that's the intangible for every position, whether it's a defensive tackle, whether it's a defensive end. I mean, can they finish? Can they win? But the feet, the turnover, the quickness, looking at evaluating the stiffness in the hips and those type of things. And when you're able to quantify all those things, you got you a player.
Yeah, and so with every position, you know, on the football field, you look for versatility. And as Coach said, this guy plays high-level baseball. He plays multiple positions on the football field. He does a lot of different things. So his versatility is one that we just could not pass up.
All right, Marco Jones from Dublin, California in the signing class. We'll move on. We'll go to Cypress, Texas, proud program down there at Cy-Fair, and that's where you found Landon Rink. Same thing with him. Top 200 player nationally, according to ESPN. And you talk about guys getting into the backfield, career almost 90 tackles for loss down there at Cy-Fair High School.
Yeah. I mean, you talk about a guy, first of all, was our first commit, you know, and that was awesome, you know, and the way he did it is the way he is. He basically wanted to walk in the office and commit, and his dad was sitting here talking to us, and he's like, let's go, get this thing going, you know, but he's been awesome everywhere the whole way through, right? His ability to do things in space for that size is incredible, right? He bench presses 225, 25 plus times he can backflip, played tight end on 7-on-7, Moss catching the ball over people. And this guy got a tremendous skill set.
Yeah, so this is just a football dude. He's a football. He loves everything that comes with being good at football, and those are the kind of guys that you need in the room.
You mentioned early to the class.
Yes, sir.
When a guy like Landon Rink commits early, can then he be a recruiter for the Aggies to try to help get other guys in the fold?
Did a great job. With guys in the Dallas area. He was familiar with some of those guys, played Little League ball with some of those guys, played on the same team as Tiger Ryden. And then guys in the Houston area, you know, and he was going out, the guys that played his position, guys that didn't play his position, it didn't matter. He was trying to build a class, and he did a great job with it.
If we offered a kid, following our offer, it was a tweet from Landon Rink saying, come home. You know what I mean?
Straight to the point, come home.
Straight to the point. I mean, no bull crap. I mean, just straight to the point, come home.
Well, we talk about the 12th man here. He's an extra staff member.
There you go.
No question.
Just say, come on to Texas A&M. You guys didn't have to go far to Belleville, Texas to get DJ Sanders. The Brahma is now an Aggie. He's built like a bull. And he had 300 career tackles for one of the best 4A programs in the state. Again, top 200 player nationally in DJ Sanders.
Yeah, DJ, I call him the dancing bear. He's big, like you said, built like a Brahma bull, but he's light on his feet like a ballerina. You know what I mean? And as for a guy that size that can move with the way he moves with grace. You know what I mean? And so he's another guy that has versatility, and the Aggies would be happy we signed DJ.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you just think about his size, right? And I got a chance to coach Dexter Lawrence when I was with the Giants. I mean, those guys that have that size with the small ankles and that can move in short area. The first highlight on this film is him picking up a fumble and running it back 40 yards. I don't know if I watched another play after that. I said, well, we can work with that right there. This guy's got tremendous upside, humble kid, great family, Miss Connie, Mr. Howard.
Mr. Corey.
I mean, this is just a great family and really built for the Aggies.
Yeah. Tony, you said light on his feet. Offensive and defensive line, the footwork to it all, is it an underrated aspect to these positions in the trenches?
It's one of the most important things, right? I tell my guys all the time and walk through and pre-practice, like eyes, hands, feet, eyes, hands, feet. You know what I mean? You got to see what you're looking at, right? Your hands going to go where you're looking and your feet got to be right. So that's as important as anything, the feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Chase Sims, fourth defensive lineman we'll talk about here. Richmond Randall, and we like talking about one of the things with this earlier signing period, earlier in December than it has been. Usually it's closer to Christmas. A lot of these guys still in the playoffs, and Chase Sims is. Richmond Randall on Saturday, they'll play at the home of the Texans, NRG Stadium, against Iowa Colony, the Class 5A Division II playoffs. Winner goes on to the semifinals. Randall has not been defeated yet. They're 13-0, but what do you like about Chase Sims coming from a really good football team in Richmond Randall to play for the Aggies?
One of the things, we watched this guy's tape early on, and he really was under-recruited, right? And he had some offers from schools in the state, but he didn't have the big Power Fives. He had maybe one or two. We watched this tape, and we said, if we don't go after this guy, we're going to be fighting for him at the end. Like, we got to make it known to this guy that we want him to be an Aggie. And it was a fight at the end, just like we thought. Like, unbelievably quick first step, powerful, just played football. We watched his practice. I mean,
2 plays in, we both looked at each other and said, we made the right decision. This guy, he's explosive, he's disruptive, he's violent, and he plays the game the way it's supposed to be played. And we were right. We trusted our evaluations. And at first he was kind of under the rug, and he shot up in the rankings, which we don't.
500 spots or something.
Yeah, like 500 spots. And we trust our evaluations. The whole staff and the whole recruiting staff, the scouting staff, we trust our evaluations, and they end up being a fight at the end. And he blew up, but. I think it was important to his dad, Jay Sims, and Miss Sandria. They understood that we went in first and we trusted him first, and it ended up he signed today with us. So
Great haul with these 4 guys. And speaking of the Texas high school playoffs, DeSoto still in it. Does Tony mention how the Eagles are going for?
He hear about DeSoto all.
Yeah, I mean, I hear about it all. It's all.
So you're well aware they're going for 3
the Texas
in a row
Aggies and it's DeSoto.
with Tiger Wright.
Yeah.
With Tiger Wright carrying the football for him
Exactly.
now. But fellas, it's a great group. As we say, the SEC, it's line of scrimmage. Got to have those guys in the trenches. Sir. I think it's great. 6 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen.
Iron sharpens iron.
Just bringing that depth
Yes, sir.
in at those positions. But congratulations to both of you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Tony